morning, everybody. So it's about 9 o'clock right now. I just finished school with my little brother this morning. So while I do school with him, I hate to say it, I'm a multitasker at heart. So I'm usually doing multiple things at once while he's doing his work. Unless it's something that he really needs me to help with. So like when they're watching videos or things like that, I am filling my time by doing Smith Dominguez work. So this morning I was just reconciling our trust account while he was in class, and I also was working on our our accounting for the firm and just checking in on payments and things that may have come in over the weekend, just to make sure our books and stuff are set, clearing out client accounts that had like weird notes or drafts pending, just to make sure that when we start the week, we can start it on a fresh start. Right now, I'm just checking my emails because quite a few just came in, and I was texting with the client. I'm about to leave and head to work.
Happy Monday, everyone. It's Monday afternoon. I'm here in the office. We've been here for a couple hours now. It's just been a really busy morning with a lot of things to do. New closings came in, new clients that we signed. So it's been busy doing that, and also getting ready for tomorrow's closing, and then everything else going on. So, but I just wanted to come on here and update y'all from the previous vlog where I talked about the situation where I wasn't going to get the documents in time for one of my closings. So what happened was that I sent out the documents to be signed and returned to me, and they were returned to me, but they were delayed. So I finally obtained the tracking information, and it just said arriving late, but it didn't say when. And so before I got the tracking information, I resent the documents just in case they had gotten lost or something, since I didn't know the status and I wasn't able to check the tracking on them. So I resent them, and the person sent them back, but those second documents, like that second stack of documents that I sent, wasn't scheduled to be delivered back to me until tomorrow, later than when I needed them. So we had thought we were going to have to delay the process, but now I just received the first packet of documents that was delayed and wasn't saying on the tracking when they would be delivered. Well, they were actually delivered maybe like 20 minutes ago. And so now everything's back on, nothing has to be delayed, which is fantastic, and I'm excited, and my mood has drastically improved. It was part of the reason I didn't check in with y'all this morning, was just I was frustrated because I thought everything was gonna have to be delayed, and it was kind of out of my hands. You know, when you ask someone to do something and they don't do it twice, it can get very frustrating when this is a time-sensitive process and there are other people who will be involved if you don't do your part. You know, it's not just you being affected, it's other parties who are waiting, who are, you know, have been complying and have been flexible. So it was just a little frustrating to me that that was happening, and that other people would have to face the consequences. But luckily everything's been resolved now, or so I hope, and we're back on to do everything at the originally scheduled time, which is exciting. Just signed a new client for a new closing. That's also exciting. He heard us on the radio, so our commercial is working. I know I talk about commercial a lot, but I'm excited, you know, that it's working, that it's paying off. It's always interesting to see when something that new that you try is working. So yeah, now I will just get back to what I was doing now, which is getting ready for tomorrow and getting ready for the things I have going on next week. Next week's going to be a busy week because I have a couple closings. I have a divorce hearing, and then Friday afternoon we're taking off because one of our law clerks is having a graduation luncheon and she invited us, and then one of our former law clerks is having a graduation dinner and they have also invited us. So Friday will be a half day where all I'll be doing is basically my divorce hearing in the morning, and then I will be heading out to celebrate with these wonderful law grads. This week is looking to be pretty busy. I just sent out the newsletters. We have a monthly newsletter, and Daisha, which y'all met in a previous video, was helping me a lot with that this semester, and now this was the first edition without her here. She obviously contributed before she left, but I finished it off and sent it out today. I am looking to pass along that project to a law clerk that will be starting next week as well. Yeah, so I am about to take a break to get to eat my lunch, and we'll check in with you later. Happy Tuesday, everyone. Just checking in. I'm about to go do a closing. Hopefully it'll all go well. I'll check in with you afterwards. Hey y'all, back at the post office. I just overnighted 2 packets of documents that I needed to send out. And now I think I'm gonna stop by and get something to eat that's close by, because I haven't really eaten all day. It's been very busy, a little bit stressful, so I'm gonna go do that, and then I'll head back to the office.
Hi everybody. So today has been very busy, but that's a good thing. That means we're making money and we're being profitable. We had a closing this morning that Alexia did. So right now, we had to work out some kinks in the middle of the day. So right now we're about to leave, but we're doing my favorite part, and I think the fun part. We're writing checks and getting money paid, sending wires, and all that good stuff. Usually when you're the buyer or the seller, you're just thinking about signing a lot of paperwork, and you know, whether you come in or you just get them mailed to you. But there's a lot that goes into a closing with the filing and all that, which you've seen us do some of. But this is my favorite. This is like the actual settlement that Alexia does. But now you all get to kind of see that with us.
Yeah, so at the closing, we go over the closing disclosure or the HUD, depending on what type of sale it is. And we go through all the numbers. You get to see those up front if you're the buyer or the seller. But then once it's all over, everything's recorded, and we have authority to disperse. Then that's when we actually write the checks for all those line items.
Yeah, so it's a lot of checks, but I really like it. For one, I like seeing the numbers line up and showing that we did what we were supposed to do and we don't have any issues. So I like seeing that. And then we finally get paid when everything is right. So that's great. But in addition to closing and getting things mailed out, sometimes people want to come to us to pick it up. We do send wires for proceeds for people, especially because it's a big check, and we had a guy get a really large check last week, and he was really scared the bank wouldn't take it. The bank called me the next day to verify. So, you know, just kind of to cut that part out for people if they want it. Some people want the check in their hand to feel it, so that's different and easy. But a lot of times the agents will come here and pick it up for their part. So just trying to figure out what works best, and since we're still growing, just getting into the habit of what we think works best for us and for the people we serve. But other than the closing, I have a divorce that I'm trying to get scheduled, which is probably the easiest thing to do, but for some reason this one divorce just cannot get on the calendar. So I'm trying to help, because I know my client's in a tough situation. So we are just going to go ahead and bite the bullet and do a part that we've kind of been holding off on doing for her. But sometimes you just got to do things pro bono to help people, because I know it's a hard time for a lot of people, especially with the pandemic. So we're going to get that handled so she can get a court date, which I know will really be a big burden lift from her. In North Carolina, you can do summary judgment divorces, where basically either the other side doesn't say anything or everyone agrees, and then the parties don't have to come to court, just the attorney, which makes it super easy. It's like a minute or two. The judge calls you, they look at the paper, and they say, okay, it's signed. So I think this would just be helpful, especially with a lot of people, because court is during the business day, and if you work and you may not have child care, you know, just want to make sure that courts and the access to justice and being heard is a thing. So it's really frustrating because we've been trying since January.
Mm-hmm.
I just realized it's been since January, which was the first time I sent in for a court date.
Mm-hmm.
Every time it's either full or there's an issue. That's not on our part. We followed the exact directions they want,
Mm-hmm.
but it's just something funny about it. So that's that. But I have a good feeling that this will be the last time, and we can have it finalized this month.
Mm-hmm.
We also had a few clients for just the states and other things who following up with them on things and
Mm-hmm.
making sure our stuff is good. And our law clerks, Daisha, she's been here with us before. She's been with us for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Her real last day is tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
And so just trying to make sure we have everything set for her and all of our ladies who are graduating this week.
Mm-hmm.
It's been busy, but
It's been busy, but we got through today. Speaking of summary judgment, I have one on Friday, so I'll update you on how that goes and the process as we get closer. And then, speaking of our ladies, we get to celebrate a couple of them on Friday, so we're going to be doing like a half day, I guess,
Mm-hmm.
on Friday. So that'll be nice. And then we have a couple more closings and refinances coming down the pipeline, so it's busy. It gets busier every day, but
yeah, we got like 3 or 4 consultations on the schedule today, and they all happen within like a 30 minutes of each
Mhm.
other. So I have a few consults this week and next week, and then I have court. I have a trial on Thursday, which I don't think we're going to be heard. Hopefully we are, so it's just done. You get an answer and it's out the way. But it's a really, when you say high conflict, I don't think it can get worse than this type of case. But I think my client's in the right. Of course, I'm her attorney. I'm gonna say that, but honestly, she is. It's really just something, people are grasping at straws to find something. So hopefully, I can get a resolution for her because this has been almost a 4-year process.
Mm-hmm.
So this will be great. But I have that. I don't know if it's much more preparing I can do.
Right.
I've been to court for her like 8 or 9 times. And it's not much else you can do. I know the case very well, which is something that you'll just kind of get used to over time.
Mm-hmm.
And then our consultation tomorrow, I may have another trial next week,
Mm-hmm.
which will be interesting. And that person found us on the radio,
Yeah,
right?
he heard
They
us
just
on the
heard
radio.
us.
Yep.
So that's good to see that our marketing is working. So we'll probably pick back up some more with our videos and our Facebook posts. But
I didn't realize that was next week.
what?
That he called about.
Yeah, it's the 12th,
Wow.
which is next week. And that's crazy because
Yeah.
it's May the 4th, Star Wars Day. So we didn't even realize that it was all happening this close. So when he said the 12th, I wasn't thinking about it.
Me neither.
And then I looked at the calendar and I was like, oh, shoot. But
Time is flying.
we're here. We're trying to help. And, we meet people where they are in their process. So we'll check back in later in the week.
Bye.
It's Daisha's real last day as a law clerk. I'm sad.
Don't be sad. Don't be sad.
And she brought gifts. We don't know why, but we didn't tell her to. But we
I don't
appreciate it.
listen.
Oh, look at this.
And it's interchangeable.
Aww.
So on the back it shows like the other ones that you can change it to. I like the one that says stay humble
I
and
see.
hustle. I was like, that is so Ajane. Like,
I like
That
it.
is cool. I like it. Thank you, Daisha.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
You care about us. I like it.
You guys. Yeah.
Oh. Aw, inspirations.
What?
Don't be afraid to be amazing. I like it.
so it's daily, so you guys can have
Oh,
something
I
daily
love
because
it.
I know you guys love the positivity.
Yes.
Because I won't be here every day to
And it's
remind
a
you
help with
guys.
Instagram, so if you see some of them, don't say nothing. Just like it.
You
Just
should
like
do
and
one for
share.
today.
Yes. What?
Yeah.
Pick one of these?
Yeah.
Okay, yay. But see, you get to see us. See, it's a card. I was totally supposed to open cards.
Oh, that's so funny because you picked yours. So
Oh,
that's your journal
thank you.
to write your notes of whatever you want to do. So
Thank
I know
you,
you don't go to
Daisha.
court, but
But still,
Thank
it's
you.
awesome.
when you have your transactional meetings,
Thank you. I love it. Thank you so much.
that's yours.
Yay! And
Oh
the
my
thing
God,
is,
that's so
I
cool.
love it because I was like, ooh, something black and gold. That's my kind of colors. I hope it's for me. Yay!
Yeah.
I like
That's
this.
awesome. Thank you.
Yep, I'm gonna be using that.
All right. Yes.
Yes. Just in case.
And we like to be
Sanitizer.
clean. We run through
Yes.
sanitizer around here. I definitely see practical. That's my girl. Oh, it was 2 things. I thought I was just grabbing one.
Okay,
I'm sorry.
one. I think that one's Alexia's.
Okay, well then there you go, Alexia.
The top one?
Yeah, the top
Okay,
one.
thank
The
you.
bottom one is for either one. It's a body scrub. So you guys can
Yes. Oh, I love that
relax a little
smell.
bit.
The vanilla.
You recognize this, Ocean?
Yes.
Y'all are twins.
Yes.
Did she buy you one already?
Yes.
Bought me one of these.
Well, now you can have.
That's
This is for
This is
the
the
office
office one.
It's the
I
office
love
mug,
it.
so you can drink
I
your
was
coffee.
sitting here cracking up. I really did buy you that.
Because it's perfect
Isn't
for
it?
her.
Isn't it?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, so I'm guessing this one's mine.
Yes.
And I'm gonna leave it here, and I'm really gonna use it every day.
Man, I should have made my coffee.
Is that a llama?
Look what it says on the inside. Look what it says on the inside.
No drama, llama.
I love
it. I'm gonna keep that, and I'm gonna use it for my coffee. I'm about to pour my coffee into that. And then we have another scrub.
Yeah.
It's
One. So you guys can pick which one you want. Because I didn't know.
You want this one? I like the vanilla.
Sure.
I've already stolen one.
Yeah.
That one
It looks
was,
like it smells good.
It does.
It's got, like, blue. Yeah.
and it has the blue. I like vanilla stuff, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that.
Oh,
And
and
then
the
we have a
card.
card. Am I gonna cry? Because I don't think that the vlog should see that.
Daisha always got on us because we opened the card last.
I know, that's why I said. Because it's like, we're not better. So, Daisha, if you're watching, we're not better. We're the same. We're the same us.
Well, I put a personal note, but you can read.
I'm
what
not
the
gonna
card
read it out
says.
loud. I'm just gonna show the outside of the card.
And I
It's
was
pretty.
mad because none of them said like y'all. It was only just you, so I had to cross them out. But-
Look at that. She's smart. She's smart, y'all. So if y'all want her until we can have her, you know she's smart and she's very thoughtful. She's excellent.
Please hire her. You won't regret it.
You won't. And just, if we ask for her back, please send her back. But
First dibs.
please,
First dibs.
y'all didn't just make my day. I'm not going to open it on here, but Daisha, you make our day every day that you're here. We really feel your absence when you're gone.
Stop.
And it's
Okay, I'm done.
sad.
I can't because I'm gonna cry. And I already told myself. And all I hear in my head is never to write
Just say goodbye. And we could do choreo later. But
I gotta laugh now
Yes.
because it's not gonna start crying.
I'm trying to help you. But no, Daisha's been great. She is excellent. She's a one of a kind. And that is good, especially because we were hard on you for a long time. But it was because we knew that she was great. And we just wanted her to see it and be it and live in it as well. And we know she's going to do excellent things. She graduates 2 days from
Oh
now.
my gosh, okay.
We're so proud of her. But we'll get to give her our gifts on Friday. But yeah, Daisha's much appreciated. So now I'm about to make her go back to work because I don't want her to feel too much of our love.
Thank you,
But no,
Daisha.
thank you,
guys.
Daisha.
We love you.
Thanks. Hi everybody, we're back. So today's been very busy. It's almost 6 o'clock and we're still here, but it's been a very productive and busy day. I know we spoke a little bit ago. I don't know how that goes, but we spoke not too long ago today about the stuff that we were getting with Daisha's last day. She has officially left us. So I just finished signing her out of the last thing that she was working on. Now I'm just trying to get caught up on stuff because I had to send out our non-disclosure and confidentiality agreements to the next set of people who are coming so that we already have it on file before they come. Their stipend agreements and other things like that, just like background stuff and things for our office building, and just trying to get them started. This divorce case I think I talked about yesterday, that is so simple but it's just taking forever. I think we finally have a court date, so I'm really happy that that'll be done. I'm happy Daisha was able to go and get it filed and stuff for us, so that should be good. Yeah, so that was that. And then we just had a consultation. And in it, I think one thing that we could kind of talk about is how clients don't understand a lot of times what we're doing. So when you give them a price, like for instance, we're most transitioning to like completely flat fee. For some things we can do hourly, and so we gave him an option of here's our hourly rate, here's the flat rate. And he wanted to know which one would be cheaper. In my opinion, the flat rate is going to be cheaper, and he's like, that's expensive. But when we broke down all the things we do, calling other people, calling witnesses, getting these documents, scanning things, from the consultation to the time I finished writing an engagement letter, scanning the things that he brought to us so we could have copies, getting them restapled so I could mail them back to him. I'm sitting here running through my mind of the people I need to email and call tomorrow, because I'll be in a trial tomorrow, so I won't really have time to respond. I already spent 2.5 hours working on his case, and if I would have charged him hourly, that would have been a little over a third of what the fee would have been. So, you know, things like that people don't think about, and they don't really understand, and I get it. Going to court alone next week is going to take more than if I charge them by the hour for the flat rate. So just trying to really explain to people that a lot goes into being an attorney, but not just to clients, potential clients, but for other attorneys. You know, a lot of times people think, oh, I'm not going to have to do so much, or I just want to be a lawyer, make big money, and do this. No, it's not necessarily like that. With Alexia and I, as y'all see over the past few weeks, we don't have anyone right now. We have our law clerks, and we're thankful Daisha came for this past 3 days. She's been a big help. We were swamped last week, and we're still swamped. But just her being here for the 15 hours or so that she was here this week, that took a big weight off of us. We were able to get her to do stuff from the time she walked in to the time she left every day. So that was really cool, and it's good to see that, you know, for businesses to grow, you just need that. Even her being here, she was able to catch some phone calls that we likely would have missed that turned into consultations. So, you know, that's money that could have been made. So, you know, you're just getting to see that a lot of times when you're working in a big firm or a big practice, you're not doing, the minute little things like calling people, checking emails, for just things that don't necessarily pertain all the way to your case. But those little distractions or even those small tasks do add up when it's just you, the attorney, and you don't have your support staff. We have felt that. And this is like the second or third time we've had a transition period, and every time it's hard. I think this one was the hardest because we've really picked up, which is a great thing. So we're really getting to our goals.
Definitely. Even yesterday, you all saw me go into the post office. It was not the first time this week, and each time I do that, it takes out a big chunk of my day because there's always a line. And so if we had someone, you know, here full time to help us with that, they could take care of that kind of stuff so we could focus on the legal work. But since we don't, we're here almost till 6 or 7 almost every day.
And and that's not taking into account the fact that we start early. So this morning I worked with my brother with school, but while he was in class, I was in there like replying to emails because clients emailed overnight, people wanted to make payments, you know, things like that, like actually doing legal work. That starts when I wake up. It starts with me. Even before my brother's class started, I was already doing things. And I know Alexi does the same thing because we're usually chatting or texting each other. We use all forms of communication except for carrier pigeon. It's funny, but we have multiple conversations on like every app there possibly can be. But, you know, somehow it all works out. And, you know, that just means we're always on. I mean, it doesn't mean we're always 100% accessible to clients per se. But we see it. We see messages. We see emails. Before our office even opened, someone was at our office.
Yeah, today. I was still at home getting ready to get here. And then we got a call that someone was downstairs. And so that... it worked out in the end, but it caused a little moment of, you know, panic. Like, oh my gosh, this person's going to have to wait, you know, until I can get to the office. Because, again, Rajane and I live pretty far. So it took a good, 30 minutes to get here. Luckily, the person, you know, was okay with it. Especially since I had let them know I probably wouldn't be in the office until 9, and they showed up, you know, right as we open at 8:30.
Yeah, it gets like that, and that happens sometimes. I've had clients literally beat me here, and I'm like, why are you an hour early? But it's okay. You know, this means quicker to get them out. But I do think it's been busy. So from the time we opened today until after closing, we're still doing things. But we're getting a lot knocked out. We had a consultation, I was saying, which is going to be interesting. Sometimes you have to give clients bad news. And we had to do that in a consultation. They still hired us, but at least we put the expectation like, yeah, you were wrong. You're wrong. But let's see what we can do to mitigate things. You know, you don't have to hire us. I think you might be in a little better position. But things like that do come up, and the client, he didn't speak English, so Alexi and I, we do it together. I can understand I'm just not quick with responding in Spanish. So while I'm processing, when I need to be talking, it doesn't work. I could write faster, but it's great to have Lacey there because, for one, she's an attorney. So she, even if before she relays it, she can relay something back before even she tells me or I say something back to her. So that's always great. And then she can think of things too that I may not have gotten to yet in my thought process, because as you're an attorney, you practice more and more. And I know it's only our second year. I feel like I know so many things, so many more things from day one. So I think that's great.
And it was good. It worked out. He got his questions answered. He now has great legal representation to help him out, so he feels more comfortable, And we gave him great steps on what he could be doing in the meantime.
Yeah, and I think that, it is what it is, but I do think that by him coming and taking that step, and like you said, he was like, oh, that's expensive. But once he understood the value, it really made sense. And he knows that it's more important for what he needs to do. It's a family law case, so family law is always important. But he understands the value that he'll be getting from it. When we came back, I had another consultation that got set for another family law case. I think in the past, this week alone, we've probably gotten like 5 to 10 consultations scheduled, which is great because we were felt like we're like, what do? We need to keep growing and growing and growing. But sometimes you have those rough spots, and we know it's the time of the year, pandemic, but we're like, we still like to eat and we still like to have money. But even beyond that, I also like doing work and having something I feel is meaningful. Some of our big cases are finally winding down. Some of them I've been in for over a year or coming up to a year, and they're about to be over with in the next month or so. So getting to see that I'm going to have some fresh things coming in. And the more cases we get, the more clients we get, that means we can reach those goals. See, it comes back full circle of having more staff so that we can have people here to do the things that Lexi and I can't do. Like, I needed to go to the courthouse today. That would have took at least 45 minutes. But we had Daisha, so she was able to do it. Tomorrow we have a new person. She'll be a legal assistant. She's in paralegal school. She's interning with us for next month or so, just to kind of see what it's like working for a law firm and family law specifically. So we'll probably introduce you to her this week. She'll be here not that long because I have court in another county, so I have to leave pretty early in the morning. But it's been a productive, busy day, and when I go home, I'm going to sleep. All right. You got anything else you want to add?
No, we'll check in tomorrow.
Bye. Bye.
Hey everyone, happy Thursday. It's about 1 p.m. I haven't really updated y'all because I've just been working on some files for next week and closing up some files as well. I'm about to leave the office though because I have an appointment this afternoon that I have to get to, and then after that I'll probably be working from home. Our new legal assistant has been here training this morning, so it's been good to have someone else in the office for a little bit. Janae left a couple hours ago for court. I think she's on her way back now, but I will be working from home the rest of this afternoon, and then I will be back in the office bright and early tomorrow because I have a divorce hearing. It's a summary judgment divorce hearing, so we'll see how it goes. I'll keep you updated on that tomorrow morning.
Hey everybody, happy Thursday. I am just now getting home. It's about 8:30 tonight. I had a very long day. I got to the office at about 8:30 this morning, maybe a little bit earlier, because we have a new legal assistant intern. Her name is Sarah. She's in school to become a paralegal, and she wanted to see what it was like to work in a law firm before she finishes paralegal school. And specifically, she wanted to work at a law firm that works with family law to see what that would be like. So we thought it would be great for her to come in and try to work with us for a little bit. And as y'all know, we're in a transition period waiting for our new group to come through. So we thought this would be a perfect time for her to come because she's probably going to get a lot of hands-on experience right now. So Sarah is here at our office with us. I am home now. So this morning I just pretty much trained Sarah, taught her how to answer the phone the way that we like it. shared our training materials with her, gave her a tour of the office, showed her how to schedule things, how to put things on our calendar. Even while she was there, within like the first 20 minutes, someone called, and so she got to get her first practice call and try to transfer phone calls and things to me. Just stuff like that you kind of get to learn hands-on your first day, mostly housekeeping things. Went over some of our rules, which is important, and I know Alexia and I talk about that, having things documented. So even when I can't think of something off the top of my head because it's so much, I'm happy that we have guides like just how to do intake or how to answer a phone call and log it properly. So I went over those things with her, and then Alexia got to the office about an hour and a half after I had got there, maybe, which is just our usual times. I just was earlier today. And then she kind of took over for me because I had a trial that I've been talking about. I felt like it wasn't going to happen. Something in my spirit said it's going to get continued again. I get there to court, which was like 45 minutes from our office. So I had to drive all the way there. That's time I could have been in the office. I got there, and the case that was happening, I'm like, this type of case, which was a juvenile case, which means there's a juvenile criminal, so like juvenile delinquency, things like that, was going on. And I'm like, this is a juvenile trial. Usually kids get heard, their cases get heard first. And so there was a whole trial while I was there, with witnesses were putting on testimony and everything, and closing arguments and all this. And it was sad because I saw a kid get arrested and sent to secured custody, which is jail, but for minors. And that was kind of sad and depressing, but I saw some things with the attorneys where I'm like, okay, these are good lawyers, because they both were kind of convincing. And I know I'm an attorney as well, and I do understand the law is different based on what you do. But I do think both lawyers, the prosecutor for the state and the attorney for the young individual, were really good at how they conveyed their side's version of what's going on. And I think the judge was fair. Once you hear everything, I kind of was like, yeah, I feel bad for this kid, because I don't really like for kids to be in custody or very restrictive means, but that's a whole other topic for another day. But it was cool to see a trial, because I haven't seen a juvenile trial since, not a full one, since we were in law school, and Alexia and I did the juvenile restorative justice clinic at our law school. So we did get to go see juvenile trials, and we actually got to help like mediate with juveniles before they had to get to the court setting. So it was good to see it in action, because I haven't seen it in like 2 or 3 years now. But other than that, when I realized, I saw my opposing counsel on the other side of the courtroom. He came in, and I just was like, hey, can you come over here? And he came over, and we talked, and I was like, is this case going to get heard? How long have you been here? And he had been there since the courthouse opened, and he said they were way behind. The judge did a recess, and when I realized what time he said, I'm like, they're a whole hour behind. And the judge still hasn't had lunch or anything. He did like a 10-15 minute recess to start back. And sure enough, we were the first case called. And the other side was like, oh, we're going to need 2.5, 3 hours for this case. And I'm like, I know he was just making it up. But he's like, 2.5, 3 hours for this hearing. And the judge had already said everyone has to come back at 2:30. And he already told 3 cases before we even said anything that he would try to get them heard after 2:30. Doing the math, we weren't going to be heard today. So we have to come back in 2 weeks from today and try to do this case. I don't know how much more preparation I can do, because I'm really tired. I've been working on this case since July of last year, and it's now May. It's a very serious case, but there have been 3 separate times where this case should have been done, and something crazy from the other side happens. So once again, when children are involved, the parents have to really take their self out of it and think about the fact that family law cases are always about the best interest of the child. And mom or dad may have differences of opinions, but ultimately, when it comes to the child, they should both really think about what is best, because this kid doesn't deserve to have to go through this. And I can say that now that there's a lawyer on the other side, I think that they're trying to be very reasonable about what's going to happen. And some people just have to be heard. I know we talked about that before. Some people are going to kick and scream and they just have to be heard. So it's going to be a doozy doing this trial in 2 weeks. But it is what it is. So had that. I left. So I was there for about an hour and 15 minutes. And I drove back to the office. Alexia had already left for the day. So I was there. Got a lot of emails while I was in court. I just followed up with clients who called and other people who wanted to schedule things or cancel or reschedule. And then I had to reach out to some opposing counsels and third parties for some other cases. You know, we had a lot of consults this week, so I was trying to do work on those cases because I don't like to drag out things. I like to be done. Have another case that I got in July that I think that we're finally about to get something accomplished here. Once again, not because of me, it's because of the other people, but the lawyers got to realize, I know a lot of people have like the billable hours that they're trying to attain. Just get the case over with. That way you can move on to newer and better things. And so that's one of the reasons we do flat fees, because once we're paid, it doesn't really matter how long we take to take the case, to deal with it, or how fast we do it. We're paid, we're done. It doesn't even matter. We just got to try to be as efficient and thorough as we can be for our clients. So I know this is long for a Thursday, but a lot has happened. I went to Target, which I love. Had to go get some stuff, pick up my brother. So we'll have school in the morning. I can't remember if he has a fully like asynchronous day or we have live instruction. Gotta look at his calendars. All the things that we do as attorneys and still have lives. But I'll check back in tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Hi everyone, happy Friday.
Hi. It's been a long one.
Yeah, so it's about 4. We haven't vlogged at all today. It's just been really busy. In the morning I had my divorce hearing, which went well, and then Ajani had consults, and then we just did work up until about maybe 2. And then we went to a graduation celebration for one of our former law clerks, Daisha. It was really nice. We had a great time, and we just arrived at another graduation celebration.
And this one's for Jordan. She was our very first law clerk. So you all really haven't got to see her before. But it's been really a great day for them. We got a lot coming in and a lot of stuff that we're missing out on just from being at the office. We only missed 2 hours in the office and the phones have been crazy and we're getting all these messages. But it's a life when you have a business.
Yeah. And on the way here, I called the client back and we checked some emails and stuff, so we're almost always working still, but it's good to get out of office and celebrate these great accomplishments from these inspiring young women.
Yeah, I'm so proud of them. Can't wait to see what they do. I can see Jordan's gonna be something serious in the courtroom. Deja's gonna be out here helping these families get some kind of reconciliation. I'm just really proud of all of our ladies.
Yep. And then so today was a graduation for students at Campbell, which a lot of our law clerks come from Campbell. We went to Campbell. And then tomorrow is Central's graduation, and our former law clerk, Daisha, will be graduating. So that's exciting.
Yeah, so we're going to live stream that one too. Both of them had to be live streamed. Campbell, you can only have 5 people sit with you, which of course they have their families, and we respect that. And also we had to work. But it was a live stream for everyone else. And then Central, it's only graduates and it's faculty. So that's really interesting because I've been to Central Law School graduations for friends of mine before I even went to law school. And it's usually like a really awesome event. And also have a friend who's getting a master's degree tomorrow too. So it'll be good. I get to celebrate both of them at the same time. And I just have to go to one person's graduation dinner tomorrow after the Central one. But it's going to be a lot of phone calls. Like Alexia called someone on the way here. I had to call someone on the way to the first place. And I have to, other people, I'm like, I'm just going to be calling you on Saturdays. Is that okay? But sometimes that's what we have to do. But we'll chat with you again.
Bye.
Bye.